What is up, Beaver Nation? I'm your host, MC Merklemore. Let's get right into this game. Gluttony Gulch. I thought it was that. Gluttony Gulch, we're going there. Headhunter 2. The Thanksgiving Headhunter. You know how it is. The next DLC we're going to be doing is Tiny Tina's. So it's in November.
Corporation's hunger for violence extravaganza. Tonight we're going to watch the Vault Hunter take on the Ravenous Wattle Gobbler.
I feel like that one scene from American Pie. It's got that picture of Stifler's mum and they stood there with MILF, 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 MILF. Anyway, yeah, it's November, so we're doing the Thanksgiving Headhunter deals. So yeah. Your maid.
I only ball on the street.
The Ravenous Wattle Gobbler! Let's find out!
Oh man. Okay. Of course I'm okay. Whoa. Oh man,
But first, I'm interviewing the only down with the Gobbler. Question time! My favorite dog. Did you ever see that one movie about the dog who played basketball? When did you have your first kiss? Did you ever see the sequel to the dog basketball movie where the dog went to space? And if so, which of the two do you prefer? Awesome! Another question. How do you feel about my facial hair?
Oh man.
Thank you! How do you feel about the Vault Hunter's chances against the Ravenous Wattle Gobbler? Will they win? Will they die? Your thoughts! You don't sound competent! Further questions! Who is the most attractive person on Pandora? That's an awful thing to say! Ellie's like a 10! Try expanding your definition of beauty, you chump! No! I'm done talking to you! Your grasp on body politics is lacking at best! Oh, looks like we're out of time. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor!
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Oh. Sorry. Yo, babes! Damn, you ripped, boy. You been working out? Of course he has. Look at me. Oh, wait, I can't trust you.
The true world.
Look at me, I've been working out too. Check that out. Oh man, look at that.
To go to work.
Yeah, I bet you can't do that. You may be rich, but can you do any of that? I think not. Well, neither can all you lot. Neither can all of you. You disgust me. What's that? That was Ravenous. Yo, bids!
Hey! Get over here so I can whisper some things to you in secret!
I'm here. What? Are you following me?
Gobbler's fight is rigged. The board of directors made the Gobbler unbeatable. So it ate all the contestants and gave us a bunch of hits on the EchoNet. But I don't want you to die, because you're cool. And oh crap, I'm not whispering anymore, my bad! You gotta get into the kitchen. kill everybody and poison the Gobbler's food. Once the poison takes effect, you didn't kill him. Also, I want him dead so I can eat him. He looks delicious.
Okay. Alright. So we're gonna poison the food. I don't wanna. Yeah, it's supposed to be red. I saw red bar.
The Vault Hunter's in the kitchen, but today there's a new item on the menu. Murder! Vault Hunter, kill the chefs!
Wait, hold on. I swear that's a trophy. Oh no, I think it's on something else. Yeah, it's on something else. Never mind. Back in it. You know what I'm saying. Well, you look weird, bro. I'm walking so bad now. I don't need to aim for the shotgun. Bow! 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 Wait, watch out. What the hell, mate? Bow! Oh, no. Delicious. Wow! Wow! Go to them. Oh man. Oh, that's funny. Just go to them. I watch Borderlands. I watch it tonight, man. I can't imagine. I was doing a very good at Borderlands impression yesterday. I kept going, wake up, you donkey! Daddy, wake up! Wait, it looks like him off the right to it. See that video?
Anton Smith here, president of the Tort Corporation. You do well to ignore Tort's instructions if you wish to stay alive.
With the chef's dead, we can prepare our own meal for the Gobbler. Get to the freezer!
You got all the gold, man. You can't not win. Okay.
Period is offering a 90% off sale on all new respawns. This offer expires
Damn, that door's locked! Let me activate my remote lock-picking program! Lock-pick! You sat my foot!
Oh, we'll do it that way, right?
We do not allow contestants
On TV.
in the meat locker. Leave at once.
We gotta choose some meat for the Gobbler's meal. Tug on the tastiest looking scat corpses.
So I made a music video.
This is totally gonna get me fired, and I don't care!
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped upside down. Boom 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 boom. In West Philadelphia, born and raised in the big island where I spent most of my days. Chilling out maximum. With a couple of guys who were up to no good. Started making trouble in my neighborhood. I got in one little fight and my mom got scared. She said, you over here acting on good by life. Alright, let's do this. Let's go. Oh man. My body's proper tensed up with how satisfying I'm just one-shotting these people. Oh, I had to slide into it though. I really jumped into that. You up? 360. Oh shit, oh. Oh, going the wrong way. That's supposed to play Outlast 2 for October. Right, we're gonna have to wait till next October now then. I'm all joking. Nah, I'm gonna finish the last of Us. Once I finish Last of Us, I'm gonna start playing Outlast 2. I was meant to replay Outlast 1 and 2 through this October in hard mode. But I'm not even fucking playing Outlast 2 yet. Need to play that. Bye guys. I've had you waiting. The wait is no more though.
But I don't like it. Tributes! Get the Vault Hunter out of my kitchen!
Last two tribute Wormwater. Brilliant tribute of Wormwater. Oh no. What's that? Really is. Oh no.
Hot diggity! Those dudes didn't stand a chance! You almost feel bad for them until you start laughing because you were technically acting in self-defense, so screw them! Violence doesn't solve anything except for all the things it does!
Wow, that was sick. Oh, look at that. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. We're gonna go right now. Let's keep really blowing my nose. It's not blocked, it's not up my nose. It's just always blocked. I get it every Christmas.
Now to grind up the meat! Get to the kitchen! Torn, as president, I demand to know why the hell the Vault Hunter is running around backstage. Just trying to mix things up. Your job is not to mix things up. Your job is to flex your muscles and do air guitar solos, idiot. Words can hurt!
Right, clear out the area on the map as well. What is it? No, it's not. So have I cleared out the area? Oh no, I haven't. There's this bit, which is probably where the final boss is. I don't know if there's 2 bosses on this or not, like there was with the last Headhunter DLC. Well, that was it's felt now, I don't know. Woo! Getting that bling bling thing. You know that bling bling thing. Try parkour. Alright. Okay, we is not going to parkour our way up. We is going to go. You get me? You get me?
Let's get a grind in!
I don't want to do this. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, what's great is that?
Delicious! We're nearly done preparing the Gobbler's meal! With the meat prepared, we only need one more ingredient. Deadly poison! Head to the stabber jabber nests!
I got that boo boo cow. What can I say about a man named Paul? What can I say about a man named Paul?
So I'm actually going to open this door remotely without blowing it up! Psych!
Oh man, you tricked me, God damn it. Bloody bastard.
You know you're following an idiot, yes? Tor created his explosive gun tech, then sold it to us for $12 and a high five. We kept him on purely for PR reasons. But you've both outlived your usefulness. Tribute, kill.
Why would you stab him like that? Road! Road! Oh man, you killed me. Axel. Axel from Minecraft Story Mode? Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah.
Back on the clock!
Just got away from my ammo and just hold F to pay respect. Even though you don't hold F, you press F, but in this game it's like you gotta hold square, so
Don't
hold
worry,
it F.
customer. 10 happens to all of us every once.
Stop moving the door.
There's a promotion in this!
You is dead. Like motherfucker. Motherfucker, I am man. Oh, he dropped down there, so did he. Get out. Oh. Where my motherfucking boot, bitch? Fresh rat. There's no rats in there. You lied to me. You scummer. You scummer. You scum me and you scum dog. Bloody bastard.
When God closes a door, I blow it the f up!
We didn't blow it up. Oh, it's dead. I didn't hear the
Make
explosion.
sure to get a slag weapon on the way.
Hi Potter. Hi Potter. Ooh, hi Potter. Hi Potter. Yeah. I think this is where we
Smack
started.
the jabber yes to wake him up.
Yeah, let's clear out the area first. There we go. Cleared it out. The whole DLC. Oh, that looks like the OG factories from Fortnite. Oh man. 2 seconds. I don't know if I sound better. I just blew my nose. Barely anything came out. Dag wants to be full of death. Oh man, you is fucked. You is fucked. Look. Oh man. 6 grand. 6 fucking grand. Right, wake up. Please. Wake up, Scabberjabbers. Please, Wattle Gobbler. Wake up, you donkey! Lag. Add that. Will this work? You should pull him to it.
Before the slack wears off.
Where is it? I don't know where it is. Where is it?
You gotta slap the jabbers before you kill them.
I don't understand. Right. Get poison ground. Poison. Oh no! I ain't doing the show anymore. That camera's doing me throughout the whole DLC. Kill me, bitch. Oh my god, I'm fucking dead. Where's my camera, bitch?
The Hyperion Corporation respects all forms of life, so long as they pass a credit check.
May it keep you safe in your travels. Goodbye, friend.
Get poison grands. Poison Wattle Gobbler. How do I get poison grands? There's a camera with me. Is that the camera? Move. Yo. Save me. Whoa, whoa. Reserve SMG.
Tans told me a single slag jabber gland would be enough to kill a monster the size of a planet. So get a few more!
Well, I shot him with the slag, but apparently I didn't. Question mark. Why aren't any of these getting flagged? Come on. Yeah, trust his fucking spike to wear off as soon as he gets to me.
You're done! I can almost taste the gobbler now!
Oh, nice.
Woo! You got all the glands! Now pop them into the gobbler's dinner and you'll be ready to fight him! Why do you insist on being a moron, Torg? This is why you lost a controlling share of your own company. I knew I should have killed you when I had the chance.
Okay, nice. And that poison gravy, poison Wattle Gobbler. Very cool. Oh, what's that? Is that crystals from the Lost Cave in Borderlands 1? That looks good, eh?
Now add the poison plants to the marination vat.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
To marinate the out of that meal.
Whoa. That looks like Season 6 loot rate. Oh no.
The meal's almost ready. Let's get cooking. Start the conveyor of cookery. That's it. You've gone off script one too many times, Torg. Today's meal is canceled. Chefs, shut down that oven. We can't stop now! Protect the oven! I swear by my skeletal muscles, I will eat the Ravenous Wattle Gobbler! Those boots will destroy our culinary masterpiece!
Get away, you bloody wanker! Hey! You little
I will not serve lukewarm.
Drop your gear! I was supposed to...
Oh, you fucking cunt.
I want that oven shut
This
down.
one's mine.
I want the Vault Hunter dead. And I want Mr. Torrance
I want
head
everything
on a
you
plate.
got.
Oh, look, Baker's a cunt.
Why not just head home, Vault? I'm picking up my buns. Something hungry this way comes. Shakespeare!
Look at that.
I think so.
Yeah. Don't run away.
The chefs want to show off the oven. Stop them from doing so. Food's done. Don't get it.
Go turn the oven off, go turn the oven off. Kick, kick. Did it. I don't want to burn down the place, I do. Nice kitchen, I'd love to live here. In this kitchen. Imagine working
The
there.
power of 1,000 nuclear bombs! My mouth is watering so much, you could drown a small village in my cheeks! The taste apocalypse is upon us!
The elevators in the truck. Number 2. Oh man.
You know why we made the Gobbler invincible, Torg? So you could kill him. After dozens of failed attempts by other contestants, you were supposed to finally kill it on camera while wielding our most expensive guns. You would have looked like a hero. Why be a hero when you could eat one?
Oh
You are the
man.
dumbest person in the world. I paid several other contestants to kill you if the Gobbler can't, Vault Hunter. You and Torg will pay for your idiocy. Here comes the Ravenous Wattle Gobbler! We've replace
Oh,
this
no.
creature's normal food with poison. Let's see if he notices. He took the bait. Now just don't die until the poison takes effect.
I don't want to kill him. He didn't take any damage. I don't want to kill him. Oh wait, the actual invincible. The vulnerable. Okay.
Don't shoot the gobbler. Shoot the headhunter.
I'm gonna say this
Poison's working.
can't be a fucking road there. How about I just use that joke? I won't really. Shit, I forgot. Was it this one? I think it was.
Taste apocalypse begin. This is your last chance, Tor. Call this off, or you're out of the company. Whatever, I'll just work for Moxie and blow things up. Pro-boner!
What's he going up to do? Shoot him. Now let's chuck the grenade down. Wait, where am I on the map? Oh, I'm like above everything. Oh man. I thought I was here. I really hope they have to do it. I was about to say they're gonna explode, aren't they? Whoa, the reflect. Thanksgiving, bitch. There, I got a blow. Yeah, we can lose that off. Oh man, oh man. I really hope we do Headhunter more on the That's like the biggest thing I'm really hoping for. See what is going on. Can't kill them both, man, with one shot. I don't want to kill him. Oh man. I'm about to run out of ammo. Shoot! What a fucking shoot! Ammo? Oh shit, they got no babies. Imagine if they grew into, like, so if you don't kill this guy in time, this one, or if you kill him, this one goes this way. You just fucking kill the chicken. Baby chick. Shoot. shit, please. We'll have a second phase. Probably, yeah. I heard that you don't get good loot from this second, but I didn't get good loot from the last second. Right, don't forget the money though. That's true, it takes quite a bag to get that. Oh shit, I've had it already. Is that Wattle? Right, we need to try to see this last one. Still. Do that 360 no still.
I'm gonna eat the out of this thing! Napkins may or may not be involved! You just disobeyed a direct order from your president, Torque. You're dead. I am so scared! I know you can't tell because of the tone of my voice, but that was sarcastic! Anyway, come on back whenever, Headhunter!
I know the story. Maybe do this. Shit, fucking hell. Oh shit. Where's all the loot? I'm only leaving, I know it's down bad, just looking out for the extra loot. What will you learn? But you're at the consequences. Oh man, look at this, look at this. Somebody go look at this. Well, she. Let's fucking go, let's fucking go. Hey, 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 hey. Take the plug. Take the plug. Oh, sick. Yeah. 360, let's go. Oh shit, I love the twisting it. That's fucking right. That's fucking right. Real big. Southeast. What's his story? I was gonna go to after this.
Hand of yours
Yeah.
Did you go say hi to her?
He's gonna walk off like a champ. Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ! Yeah! 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 Let's go, champ! We out here! Yo, babes. Okay, man. Man, you sexy as fuck. Oh, man. Wait, what? Wait. What the fuck is that? What is that? What is that? It's like going random. Oh my god, what is that? Where? That's a date, that's a balance. You're a motherfucking man, aren't you? Some danger. What is that? Is that a belt? Right, let's see how you...
Oh man, it's the Vault Hunter!
You woman!
You are awesome! Didn't you fight Terramorphous? I fought a big creature like that once. He was a big whale squid with 100 tentacles. You ever thought anything with tentacles? Oh, of course you have. Terramorphous had tentacles, how silly of me. Now,
I've not fought him yet.
I am so sorry.
All right, the whale creature. His name was Blowhole the Apocalypse. I call him the Apocalypse for short. And he attacked my hometown of Tsunami's Edge when I was but a little girl. You ever been to Tsunami's Edge? Great town, nice beaches, great food, and the cost of living is just so low. Even being a single grandmother and working part-time in a scat meat processing factory, I was still able to provide for little Mr. Torg. We may not have been able to afford the finer things in life, like food, but we got by. After all, Mr. Torg and I didn't have anything but one another after that horrible gas leak blew up the iridium mine, killing my son and his lovely wife. From that day onward, my little Mr. Torg vowed to conquer explosions themselves in an effort to avenge his fallen parents, and... oh man, I forgot what I was talking about. Where was... oh right, the Blowhole the Apocalypse! So anyway, I was
I'll be with you soon.
to the ground and I had my bicep curled around his blueberry throat. Blueberry? Sorry, I meant to say blubbery. I've got blueberries on the brain, I guess. I grow them in my backyard. Mr. Torg helped me plant them. Thanks
You're a
again
man.
for that, grandson.
I love you,
That can't be
Grandma.
anything else.
Anyway, I have my bicep around his blubbery throat, and Mr. Torg starts crying because he really likes whale squids, and he doesn't want to see me hurt one.
They are the princes of the ocean.
So I let the whale go after giving it a punch in the eyeball so he'll remember me, and it swam away into the ocean. And then I had Mr. Torg drive me to the ice cream parlor. He got me Rocky Road, because Rocky Road's my favorite. I'm extremely partial to the way the marshmallows act like little landmines of flavor amidst the battleground of chocolate. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Is it pistachio? I bet it's pistachio. Oh, that reminds me! You'll never guess who I saw today! Pistachio the Amazing! He's a magician who studied under Crazy Earl, so he's got that weird mustache, you know, but I saw him make a rack hive disappear. A whole rack hive! I said to Mr. Torg, Mr. Torg, wasn't that amazing? And he said, yes, it was, Grandma. Didn't you say that high five? You remember saying that?
I remember, Grandma.
And we stood in line afterward and got his autograph, and I thought I had it somewhere around here, but it's probably in the attic. I really ought to go up there and clean it out one of these days. I have so many little keepsakes up there. You're paying attention, right?
Yeah.
Say, what's my favorite flavor of ice cream? Oh, so you are listening. How wonderful. You're an even better listener than my old pet rack, Beasto. Beasto was such a sweetie. You ever had a pet rack? If you can tame them, they are the sweetest pet you'll ever have. He used to just sit on my shoulder and bite chunks of flesh out of my neck to pass the time. I still remember the way he used to tweet. He went, tweet, tweet. It was so cute. I had a conversation with him once. I said, Mr. Beasto. He liked being called Mr. Beasto. It made him feel like an aristocrat. I said, Mr. Beasto, you're looking very cute today.
Mr. Beast.
And he said, oh, thank you, that's so nice. Or he tweeted in a way that made me know that's how he felt. And then he lowered his little head like he was taking a bow. It was adorable. Beasto was my third pet rack. First I had Woody. He got hit by a train. Then I had Anita. She got shot up trying to take vengeance on the train that killed Woody. And then I found Beasto making little poops on the windmill outside our house. After Mr. Torg and I wrestled her to the ground, I did a
Someone in the
flying driver
bathroom.
off the
Are you on the phone?
Got him straight in the spine and brought him down. We brought him in and fed him some skag steaks until he decided he loved us. I still miss Beasto sometimes. He just died of old age. Rack don't live much longer than a few years, but I treasured the time we had together. Poor Mr. Torg. When Beasto died, he cried for a week. The kids made fun of him at school, but I told him not to pay them any mind.
Being in touch with your emotions is not a character flaw!
That's right, High Five. Is something wrong? You look confused, Vault Hunter. Oh, you probably haven't heard anyone call Mr. Torg High Five before. The world may know him as Mr. Torg, but the Flexingtons always refer to him using his middle name. It's a Flexington family tradition, after all, to use your grandfather or grandmother's name as your own middle name. And my husband, High Five Flexington, God rest his soul, was the best grandfather Mr. Torg could have asked for before he passed. He taught Mr. Torg dang near everything he knew about firearms. Without High Five's teachings, I don't think the Torg Corporation would exist at all. Gosh, I still remember the first gun Mr. Torg tried to make after his parents died. A Jacobs shotgun with a stick of dynamite attached to the barrel. Torg nearly blew his face off, but he got up, dusted his mustache off, and swore that by the time he reached the age of 11, he would make a gun that fired explosions without killing the operator. And by golly, he did! It took a couple of dozen prototypes before he got the right combination of gun parts and explosives right. But once he did, woo-wee! I'll never forget the plume of smoke that used to be my neighbor's homestead. They were jerks, though, so it's okay. Gosh, I've been talking your ear off for some time, haven't I? It's so kind of you to listen for this long. I've taken up too much of your time already. Please, don't feel like you have to stick around any longer. As a matter of fact, take this for giving this old woman some company.
I thought she was good. Oh, thank you.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
You're even more attractive than Mr. Torg said you were.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Very difficult. Well, I mean, does it come up on my feet? On the missions here? It says raid difficulty. I could do it on a raid stream.
You're not busy, are you?
No. I don't know. What? Go on then.
I've got another story for you, but I'd like to tell it to all of your friends at once. An old lady like me has to save her voice, you know.
Do anyone want to join?
Friends are like family fruit dogs.
Oh, this is gonna be so long.
Oh, you still want to talk with me? How incredibly sweet of you. Say, you'll never guess who I saw today. Captain Scarlet. She was robbing my retirement home with a few other brigands, and I recognized her from her wanted poster, and I said, "Oh, hey, you fought the Vault Hunter, didn't you?" And she bowed all elegantly and said something like, "Indeed, I did, madam," and said that you were really good at fighting, and that you beat her fair and square. She didn't seem to harbor much of a grudge about it. Nice girl. You should think about meeting up with her again if you're not shacked up with anybody, you know? I mean, of course, you probably are. Gorgeous hunk of a Vault Hunter like you. I bet you're beating away suitors left and right. Look, you're blushing. Oh, I could just eat you up. Mr. Torg was so scared of trying to get a date for such a long time. He used to go to parties in high school and just stand in the back without talking to anybody.
I am an introvert!
I tried to tell him, I said, don't worry about chasing love. If you chase your dreams, then love will follow. See, that's the thing people don't get. You watch Echo films and they're just awful. They teach you that the only way to be with someone is just to pursue them over and over until they decide they like you. In reality, you know when you like someone almost immediately. You can't really convince somebody to fall in love with you. You just look like a stalker. But if you do things that you're interested in, like making guns that explode or killing mercenaries, then people will see that confidence and skill you have and they'll be attracted to it. There's always a fine line between that kind of confidence and narcissism, you know? There's nothing worse than somebody who wants to be famous. I remember when Mr. Torg first sold his weapons tech to that board of directors, he was pretty egocentric for a while. Taking pictures of himself and posting them to the EchoNet all the time. Trying to hobnob with every celebrity that used his weapons. He came back home one day with a supermodel under each arm, and I said, Mr. Torg, what are you doing? You've lost sight of who you are. It's been weeks since you actually created a new gun, I said. And it was true. He'd been more obsessed with being well known for doing something great than with actually doing something great.
It was a dark point in my life.
Thankfully, High Five listened to me and got to work on what would eventually become the Kerblaster. You a fan of the Kerblaster? That was always my favorite. That and the Flacker, which I know a lot of people hate. But there's more to combat than just brute efficiency in this old lady's eyes. Style counts for something. And there's nothing quite like filling the air with tiny little explosions. It's like a fireworks show, except the deaths aren't as sad and unexpected. Actually, that reminds me, now that you're here, I wanted to throw some ideas at you for feedback. I'm a playwright in my spare time, and I'm trying to write a story about an up-and-coming tournament fighter who tries to find love in a gladiatorial arena. And I figure you've got a lot of experience, so your feedback would really be valuable. So the play is called Broken Hearts and Broken Necks. Scene 1. Fade in on an arena, just after a battle. Body parts litter the stage. A lone warrior stands in the middle of the stage, a spotlight illuminating her blood-stained arm. She stands, holding her sword triumphantly aloft. Valkyrie. Is there no warrior who can challenge me? Must I be destined to spend my life as the strongest, the bravest, the most invincible warrior this galaxy has seen? For I am Valkyrie, scourge of the gladiatorial games! Excellent enough, as she shakes her head.
I got no time.
From stage left, a janitor with a heavy heart and an even heavier conscience.
Drop your
He
gear,
begins
I'll let you
sweeping the body
go.
part into a pen, which is colored green. And remember that, because that's the color will come up. Until melancholy overtakes him. He drops his bushwhack and falls to his knees before delivering a heart-wrenching soliloquy. The blood cannot be washed away.
Leave us alone.
Not before and not now. Even as I attempt to escape the past which haunts me still. Must I live forever as a fraud, sweeping up the trash of others to hide my shame and avoid my pursuers? Must I forever remain on the periphery of joyful combat, ever watchful but never participating? Latter, Valkyrie re-enters the stage. Good morrow, lowly janitor. I heard a noise and thought it worth investigating. Oh, great God. It was nothing but the wails of those souls you released from their bodies tonight. Souls that wail in agony as they fly upward to Valhalla. Fools! What have they to wail about? Their agonies are over, ended at the point of my sword. Mine, however, have only yet begun.
Whoa.
For it is lonely at the top, and an unchallenged.
What else could that be?
No doubt. If only I were able to tell her my true identity, I would give her a fight she would not soon forget. Back. Yes, one-day fight challenge in combat. Stupid. Nobody picks up a giant two-armed bastard sword with almost no weight. Thou couldn't listen. What is this? Stage one. Thou. What strength this janitor possessed? Who is he to pick up a bastard sword with 2 fingers? What hidden power does he hold? What secrets does he keep? I will endeavor to uncover his past, in the hope that our swords may cross in battle! Seem to.
Oh my god.
The interior
You
of the
should
governor's
do.
house. The table is set with myriad details. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even ask you for the feedback on the first scene. Did you like it? Oh, wonderful. I'll continue then. Scene 2.
Oh my god.
The governess enters from stage left. Governess, I refuse to respond to these absurd accusations. Her husband looks at her quizzically. Governor, and what accusations may those be? Governess. Actually, you know what? I don't think I'm ready to get feedback on the play yet. But what about you? What are you up to? Tell Grandma Flexington all about it. Oh no, you're leaving? I won't take up any
Oh,
more
no.
of your time then.
No, no. Oh my god. You've got to be kidding me. I just wanted to fucking have something. Oh, for fuck's sake. I wasn't even out of the circle. I was still in the fucking circle.
You have some time to talk to an old grandmother. I've got another story for you, but I'd like to tell it to all your friends at once. An old lady like me has to save her voice, you know. Oh, you still want to talk with me?
Right,
How
I'll see you out when
incredibly
this is
sweet
done.
of you. Say, you'll never guess who I saw today. Captain Scarlet. She was robbing my retirement home with a few other brigands, and I recognized her from her wanted poster, and I said, "Oh, hey, you fought the Vault Hunter, didn't you?" And she bowed all elegantly and said something like, "Indeed I did, madam," and said that you were really good at fighting, and that you beat her fair and square. She didn't seem to harbor much of a grudge about it. Nice girl. You should think about meeting up with her again if you're not shacked up with anybody, you know? I mean, of course, you probably are. Gorgeous hunk of a Vault Hunter like you. I bet you're beating away suitors left and right. Look, you're blushing. Oh, I could just eat you up. Mr. Torg was so scared of trying to get a date for such a long time. He used to go to parties in high school and just stand in the back without talking to anybody.
I am an introvert!
I tried to tell him, I said, don't worry about chasing love. If you chase your dreams, then love will follow. See, that's the thing people don't get. You watch Echo films and they're just awful. They teach you that the only way to be with someone is just to pursue them over and over until they decide they like you. In reality, you know when you like someone almost immediately. You can't really convince somebody to fall in love with you. You just look like a stalker. But if you do things that you're interested in, like making guns that explode or killing mercenaries, then people will see that confidence and skill you have, and they'll be attracted to it. But there's always a fine line between that kind of confidence and narcissism, you know? There's nothing worse than somebody who wants to be famous. I remember when Mr. Torg first sold his weapons tech to that board of directors, he was pretty egocentric for a while. Taking pictures of himself and posting them to the EchoNet all the time. Trying to hobnob with every celebrity that used his weapons. He came back home one day with a supermodel under each arm, and I said, "Mr. Torg, what are you doing? You've lost sight of who you are. It's been weeks since you actually created a new gun," I said. And it was true. He'd been more obsessed with being well known for doing something great than with actually doing something great.
It was a dark point in my life.
Thankfully, High Five listened to me and got to work on what would eventually become the Kerblaster. You a fan of the Kerblaster? That was always my favorite. That and the Flacker, which I know a lot of people hate. But there's more to combat than just brute efficiency in this old lady's eyes. Style counts for something. And there's nothing quite like filling the air with tiny little explosions. It's like a fireworks show, except the deaths aren't as sad and unexpected. Actually, that reminds me, now that you're here, I wanted to throw some ideas at you for feedback. I'm a playwright in my spare time, and I'm trying to write a story about an up-and-coming tournament fighter who tries to find love in a gladiatorial arena. And I figure you've got a lot of experience, so your feedback could really be valuable. So the play is called Broken Hearts and Broken Necks. Scene 1. Fade in on an arena, just after a battle. Body parts litter the stage. A lone warrior stands in the middle of the stage, a spotlight illuminating her blood-stained armor. She stands, holding her sword triumphantly aloft. Valkyrie. Is there no warrior who can challenge me? Must I be destined to spend my life as the strongest, the bravest, the most invincible warrior this galaxy has seen? For I am Valkyrie, scourge of the gladiatorial
We
game!
start moving. I grow tired of this spot. I long to explore.
From stage left, enter Mildred, a janitor with a heavy heart and an even heavier conscience. He begins sweeping the body parts into a bin, which is colored green, and remember that because that's the color, correct? Until melancholy overtakes him. He drops his bush broom to the floor and falls to his knees before delivering a heart-wrenching soliloquy. The blood cannot be washed away. Not before and not now. Even as I attempt to escape the past, which haunts me still. Must I live forever as a fraud, sweeping up the trash of others to hide my shame and avoid my pursuers? Must I forever remain on the periphery of joyful combat, ever watchful but never participating? With a clatter of armor, Valkyrie re-enters from stage right. Good morrow, lowly janitor. I heard a noise and thought it worth investigating. Oh, great Valkyrie, 'twas nothing but the wails of those souls you released from their bodies tonight. Souls that wail in agony as they fly upward to Valhalla. Fools! What have they to wail about? Their agonies are over, ended at the point of my sword. Mine, however, have only yet begun. For it is lonely at the top, and an unchallenged life is a boring one. No done, aside. If only I were able to tell her my true identity, I would give her a fight she would not soon forget. Back to Valkyrie. Yes, ma'am, boredom is the true tragedy. May you one day find challenge in combat. Stupid. Nodon picks up a giant two-armed bastard sword with almost no effort. Valkyrie was like, what is this? Extra. Stage left. Valkyrie. What strength this janitor possessed? Who is he to pick up a bastard sword with two fingers? What hidden power does he hold? What secrets does he keep? I will endeavor to uncover his past, in the hopes that our swords may cross in battle! Exeunt. End of scene. Scene 2. The interior of the governor's house. The table is set with myriad teas and biscuits. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't even ask you for the feedback on the first scene. Did you like it? Oh, wonderful. I'll continue then. Scene 2. The governess enters from stage left. Governess. I refuse to respond to these absurd accusations. Her husband looks at her quizzically. Governor. And what accusations may those be? Governess. Actually, you know what? I don't think I'm ready to get feedback on the play yet. But what about you? What are you up to? Tell Grandma Flexington all about it. I bet you've had some amazing adventures. Mr. Torg told me about the time you all played bunkers and badasses together. He said it was one of the most fun and welcoming experiences of his life.
Grandpa! You're embarrassing me!
Sorry, sweetie, but really, you and the Vault Hunters are his first real pals. It wasn't easy for Mr. Torg to make friends at school when he had facial hair at age 8, pecs at 8.5, and dead parents by age 9. People found him intimidating. But I told him that he should be thankful for the fact that he looks different. Anyone who wouldn't be friends with you based on appearance wouldn't be a very good friend anyway. But he really does like hanging out with all of you. Most people these days want Tord to pose for pictures or blow something up by flexing at it. It's not often he gets to sit down and play games with people. Oh, speaking of games, did you play Going Back to the House yet? It's a new echo simulation about exploring a log cabin you lived in when you were a kid. There's no violence or anything. You just walk around looking at cereal boxes and remembering people you made out with. I really like where Echo Sims have gone in the past few years, don't you? There seem to be a lot more of them with interesting things to do beyond shooting people, and the writing has gotten so tight and concise. For instance, did you ever play The Samurai's Marker? The whole game's story was delivered through haiku. Did Zero write it or something? No, I'm just joshing. I know you're too busy for that. But oh yeah, I was playing at the end of the pointed gun last night on my Echo Sim player, and wow, is that funny. It's about a guy who punches people and smacks himself in the face with doors. Easily one of the best punch-related comedy sims ever. But oh, I'm really looking forward to this game called Robot Hunter Assault Squadron, which is this big randomized survival game about throwing bottles at trees and accidentally scaring birds. In the demo version, I scared a bird so hard it died. 10 out of 10 in my book. But what kind of things do you do for fun? You play any sports? You look like you might be into some of the more extreme stuff, like spine hurdling or psycho head volleyball. I knew an athlete a lot like you when I was younger. Her name was Nijo, and she was especially gifted at the giblet toss. That's an old pastime we had back when I was younger. Idea was you punch a convict, and then see how far you could make their viscera fly across a big field. You got points based on distance and the size of the viscera. She won the final round of the giblet toss championship by getting a left eyeball to cross the 300-meter mark. They said she was juicing with her idiot, but I think they were just angry that she dethroned the reigning champ, misogynistic Jeff. You really liked him for some reason. Hey, what's your favorite food? Mine's burgers, personally. People look at you like you're a pleb or something when you say you like burgers, but just think of all the things you can do with them. You can change out the patty, play around with the toppings, change what sides you have. You ever have a burger with veggie chips? Gosh, I all but forgot about fries for about a year after I discovered the veggie chip combo. And I'm not a vegetarian or anything, but those veggie patties they make on the more upper class worlds are crazy good. Better than real meat if you cook it right. Mr. Tord tried to be vegetarian once after he saw a fluff bear get run over by a truck. How long do you last again?
12 seconds!
Barely even finished the word vegetarian before he lunged at a skag chew I was holding in my left hand. Nearly lost a finger. Granted, he's always been partial to skag chews or skag bacon. Don't know why, since I always felt like skags tasted like old tires and vomit. But to each his own. Taste is a funny thing. People say your taste buds get more refined as time goes on, but they actually get worse and worse. So when Mr. Tord used to refuse vegetables as a kid, it's because he was actually tasting how awful they were. When we old folks eat vegetables, we're only okay with it because we can't taste all the gross vitamins and stuff. Granted, vitamins are what have kept me going for as long as I've been going. You get enough B12 in your system and you can headbutt a freight train without so much as a bruise. That reminds me, I need to get my pills ready for the rest of the week. I have one of those little metal containers split into different sections for each day. It's really helpful. And the sides are sharp enough that I can use it to ward off burglars if I need to. What else do I have to do this week? Probably head to the bazaar, pick up some frozen spider and flanks. Gotta bring my coat, though, because it gets kind of chilly in the freezer section. What else do I need? Oh, I need Schwartzman's candy drops. Gosh, those are delicious. They're so smooth and sweet. Just thinking about them, I could go for one right now, couldn't you? Do you think you could go find me one?
Okay. And we're back. Fucking hell. She goes on for fucking ever. What is this fucking little fight? Imagine me fucking going over it to this little spot we start with. Oh my god. do that. No.
I disappear.
Shit. Where have we got Joe? I thought we got Joe. I know we can't shoot down, I don't think.
Your eyes deceive you. An illusion fools you all. I move
And
for the kill.
Sportsman candy drop.
That's a swordsman candy drop. Grab it for me, will ya? Oh, I can taste it already.
Defeat the tribute. Okay, alright. That's one.
Eat your face! Why don't you come here?
Oh man.
Oh, wonderful. Bring it back here and I'll finish my story.
There's no way to get up. I'm the wrong fighter. No.
Badass sighted. And I disappear. A ghost amidst the combat. Preparing to strike.
Back.
Thank you so much! I'll eat this later while sitting by the fireplace telling Mr. Torg stories of days gone by. There's just nothing like a good roaring fireplace, is there? Something healing and safe. Maybe that's why our family likes explosions so much. They're basically just big fireplaces. Every explosion feels just like coming home. Oh, maybe that'd be a good slogan for the Torg Corporation. Don't you think, High Five? Ah! Oh, don't be silly. It's a wonderful slogan and you know it. I used to come up with slogans for a living when I was in my teens. I came up with the jingle for Professor Gunsight's Can't Miss Scopes. How'd it go again? Oh, yeah. If you try to shoot but you miss a lot, then give Professor Gunsight Scopes a shot. Ha! And then they played a gunshot sound effect and someone going, ah! It was cute. Gosh, I've been talking for a while now, haven't I? Thanks for bringing your friends to listen to an old woman ramble for a while. I can't tell you how great it is to have somebody new to talk to, especially a Vault Hunter. Oh, and one more thing. No, actually, that could probably wait. Just something about vaults and the end of the universe. Anyway, here. I always spoil my friends, just like I spoiled my grandson.
Oh man.
Enjoy!
Cheers, Jack. Oh, don't give me another one after, please.
Conversation! Ow!
Oh my god. Nice! The tailor would just did a race there. Right. Right. Ali, listen to a story.
Remember that time we all played bunkers and badasses together? I'll treasure that moment forever.
Right. Yeah, that was Headhunter DLC 2 for Thanksgiving. Yeah, it was just really cool, really fun, except the end, but yeah. Yeah. I'm not enjoying it. I'll see you in Tiny Kingdom and sort of Desert Heat. And don't forget to stay mercy.